Wow. Okay. You are a five-time cancer survivor. And of course, you've recently launched a compelling guide, Up for the Fight: How to Advocate for Yourself as You Battle Cancer, from a five-time survivor. Five-time survivor. My goodness. Well, I want to reframe that: a five-time thriver. You're thriving, brother. Yeah. Yeah. That's great. So let's jump right into your story. What motivated you to, I guess, get cancer? No, I wouldn't say that. Why did you? What happened? Let's talk about that. Let's talk about your story.
Yeah, it's so interesting because the writing the book was not my idea. So in 2020, September 17th of 2020, I was having surgery at the Mayo Clinic in Jacksonville, Florida, to remove a painful tumor from below my right hip. And I woke up in the recovery room at Mayo after the surgery, and I was having an emotional breakdown. Not like a few tears coming out of my eyes. I mean, a full-fledged breakdown. And the nurse, Jen, reaches over and she grabs my hand and she says, "What's wrong?" I said, "Jen," I said, this is my fifth time, having to fight cancer. In addition to the fact that just a couple months ago, I was diagnosed with number 6, which was prostate cancer. This is the fourth time I've had lymphoma. I had started off with thyroid cancer in 2002 and had my thyroid removed. I've been lit up with radiation treatment, the same radiation that came out of Chernobyl, iodine-131. So I've been blasted with that. The lymphoma shows up as stage 3 in 2008. It came back again in 2014, came back again in 2019, came back again in 2020. And my version of lymphoma, there's 61 different versions, is incurable. And so I said, "Jen, I'm not up for the fight anymore." I said, "I'm done." I said, "I've got 3 great kids, a great wife. I've had a great career. I know what's coming with this cancer treatment, and I'm not up for it. I'm throwing in the towel. I'm finished." And so she smartly called the pastor in, and the pastor had her own reason for being a pastor dealing with cancer patients. And so we were connected pretty closely on that. And we talked for about an hour and a half. And what happened then was a miracle. My wife was literally freaking out because she couldn't be with me and she didn't know what was going on. So for an hour and a half, the pastor and I talked and helped me reconnect with all the reasons why I should fight and why I should not give up, which is to fight for my family, to fight for my friends, to fight for my meaningful work, and to fight to make God proud. And so I decided I was going to fight. And so wrapping up this long conversation with her, my heart had changed. I was 100% into fighting what was coming. It was, by the way, it was a lot worse than I anticipated. But at the end of this, she leans in, goes nose to nose. She goes, "Bill, I have one more thing for you." I'm like, "What?" She goes, "I want you to now turn your pain into purpose and write a book to help others." Like, I thought about it. I said, "Okay." Now, I was coming off of fentanyl and morphine, and I had a lot of reasons to forget that conversation with her, but I didn't, because at the Potts house, a deal's a deal. And I made a deal, especially a deal with the pastor. It's pretty clear direction. And so then I reached out to a publisher, and the CEO won. And the CEO calls me and she goes, "Bill, I want to do this book with you." And I'm like, "Why?" And she just lost her best friend to cancer. She goes, "There needs to be a book like What to Expect When You're Expecting, but for cancer patients. This is the book that I wish had been written for her. This is the book I want you to write for others. We're going to help you because we know you're about to go through a pretty rough treatment protocol, but we'll help you write this book while you're going through it. And our goal is to get this book out and to change and save the lives of other cancer patients through what you've learned." So this is not a book that's about me, Ken. It's about what I've learned. It truly is the guidebook. I accidentally became one of the world's biggest experts on cancer from the patient perspective. And now I'm fortunate to have the opportunity to share that knowledge with others. And the impact that book has been making, Ken, has been remarkable. It's changed my life because I hear from patients all the time, and I coach them and mentor them, and I get inspired by their stories, and I help them. So accidentally, Pastor Tanya pivoted and changed the direction of my life.